nothing needs your attention. Take a slow, gentle breath in, and then breathe out softly, allowing the night to feel quieter around you, because this moment is not asking anything from you. There is nothing you need to solve, nothing you need to fix, and nothing you need to prepare for right now. And as your breathing settles into its own natural rhythm, you may begin to notice that rest does not require effort, only permission, and faith gently reminds us that the night has always been a place of quiet care, time when striving slows and the heart is allowed to soften. And the idea of gentle light in the night is not about brightness or intensity, but about presence, the kind of light that does not demand attention but simply remains steady and reassuring. And resting with God begins not with words or actions, but with allowing yourself to pause, to release the weight of the day, and to trust that you are held even in stillness. And as you continue breathing slowly, you may notice that calm does not need to be created, because it is already here, waiting to be received. And faith teaches that God's presence is not distant or reserved for moments of clarity, but near and constant, especially in the quiet hours when the world grows less demanding. And gentle light does not rush away the darkness, but softly fills the space, making fear unnecessary. And just as a small light can make a room feel safe without changing its shape, God's presence brings reassurance without needing to change who you are or where you are right now. And many people experience the night as a time when thoughts become louder. Yet faith offers a different experience, one where the night becomes a place of rest rather than worry, because gentle light does not argue with shadows, it simply remains, and as it remains, heaviness begins to lose its urgency. And resting with God is not about achieving peace, but about allowing peace to find you. And this peace does not come from answers, but from presence, and presence is what steadies the heart when words fall away. And as you continue listening, you may notice how reassurance feels quieter than encouragement, less like motivation and more like support, because God's care does not push or pressure, but surrounds. And faith reminds us that even when you do not feel strong, you are not unsupported, and even when you do not understand what comes next, you are not alone. And the gentle light of God's presence does not flicker with emotion or circumstance, but remains consistent through uncertainty. And this consistency allows the body to rest more deeply, because it no longer needs to remain alert. And as the night continues, you may feel invited to let go of the need to review the day, to replay conversations, or to anticipate tomorrow. Because rest does not require readiness, it only requires trust, and trust grows naturally when presence is remembered. And the belief that God is with you does not demand constant awareness to be true, because presence continues whether you are thinking about it or drifting into rest. And gentle light does its work quietly, without announcement, without urgency, without effort. And faith has always spoken of this kind of light, not as something to chase, but as something that meets you where you are. And as your breathing slows, you may notice a sense of ease settling in, not as excitement, but as stability. And stability is what allows the heart to rest without fear, and the mind to loosen its grip on control. And resting with God means allowing yourself to be cared for without explanation, to be held without condition, to be supported without needing to earn it. And this is why the night can become a place of renewal rather than exhaustion, because gentle light does not judge the tiredness you feel, it understands it. And faith reminds us that God's presence does not fade when energy fades, but becomes more noticeable when striving stops. And as the space between thoughts widens, you may feel safe to let them pass without following them, because nothing important is being missed right now, and nothing needs your attention. And the gentle light of God's presence remains steady through every breath. And this steadiness allows reassurance to deepen, not as a thought, but as a quiet knowing. And this knowing does not require effort to maintain, it simply exists. And as time slows, you may feel invited to rest more fully, knowing that rest is not avoidance, but trust. And trust is an act of faith that requires no words. And the night becomes a place where you are allowed to receive rather than produce, to be rather than do. And gentle light continues to fill the space without needing to be seen. And even if sleep comes gradually or unexpectedly, It is safe to let it come, because rest does not interrupt God's presence. It is often where it is felt most clearly. And as this reflection continues, you may notice that peace feels less like something you are trying to hold onto and more like something holding you. And this is the nature of resting with God. To be supported rather than striving. To be reassured rather than instructed. And the gentle light in the night remains with you through every pause, every quiet breath, and every moment of stillness. And you are not required to stay awake to receive it, because presence does not depend on attention. And as the words soften and the silence between them grows, you may allow yourself to remain here, breathing gently, resting naturally, trusting fully, knowing that you are held in calm, surrounded by quiet care, and accompanied by a gentle light that does not fade, now, through the night, and into every moment that follows.